Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. I do apologize for the long hiatus that I took, but I am back, and as the title card suggests, with a new series. This series will be on the game Kurtzpel. Kurtzpel is a Steam Early Access game that has had a bit of a rough, bumpy start. I can't really say it's been too bumpy, only because the game is doing well. It is pretty fun to play, actually, and I quite enjoy it. Well, it's obvious because I'm recording it. But aside from that, my primary goal right now is to cover three things from this game, which is the story, the PvP, basically my grind to actually making it onto the leaderboard and going up the ranks, so to speak. And then lastly, I want to cover news on the game. This is just something I've kind of always wanted to do, but I never had a game that I could do it on. Now, I know some people who are subscribed here were waiting for my Township Tale series. That is on the back burner because recording a VR game is a little bit more strenuous on the computer side of things, and not to mention I can't get it to record properly. So, beside the point, let's get back to the main topic, Kurtzpel. Now, Kurtzpel, you are a chaser. You can customize quite a lot. And I'm sorry for the lack of footage of it. I will cover customization in a later video. But you can customize your character to how you want them to be. A lot of people make them characters from animes that they like, or just genuinely just make whoever they want them to be. Now, your character is a chaser, as I had mentioned, and chasers use these things called karmas. Karmas are the weapons that they use. Now, there are 4 karmas that you can actively use, and a 5th one underway. All 5 of these were already announced a while ago. I believe during the beta was when they were announced. Not 100% sure on that, I'll have to check. But each karma has its ups and downs. Each karma is its kinda own thing. But at the same time, they can be divided up into 2 categories, which are used by the game. They're not me coming up with these ideas, they are part of the game. There are the breakers, and there are the slayers. Slayers are basically, as the name implies, they slay things, so they do more HP damage than they would break damage. Now, depending on the situation, sometimes a slayer can outpace a breaker in break damage. But these are only for a few cases, and I'll cover that later also. Now, breakers, as the name implies, does break damage. They focus on destroying a purple bar. Now, in PvP, you don't have a purple bar, nor do you have that, like, red bar on the top of your screen. You primarily just see it above their heads. Now, you can heal in this game. I wanted to bring that out. So when you see that yellow marker, that's HP that you can heal. Now, a lot of people don't know it, but healing, you just stand still. I can't say, sorry, I do apologize for those who do know it. I shouldn't say a lot of people don't. But a lot of people coming into the game won't know how to heal. I actually thought it was an archer-only skill until my friend who's actually in the background footage right there was just like, oh, yeah, you just stand still and you will start wrapping your wounds. But aside from that, the series, the goal is cover the story, the PvP, which is going to be just me covering the actual my gameplay, just raw gameplay of us playing against people and trying to go up the ranks and making the leaderboard. And then lastly, I want to cover news on the game. Now, I'm trying to rush through this because I want to keep this within 10 minutes, but you know, I might go over a little. The next thing I want to cover is the mixed reviews that have, I don't want to say plagued the game, because they do have valid points, but at the same time, the points are being addressed. And I even saw it myself. There was reviews coming in the day, the day before the actual fix came out. People were complaining about, oh, we can't get access to these 2 classes without paying basically $13 plus to gain access to them. And to me, yes, I don't want to pay $15 for a class and there only being 12 classes in total but yet right now there are only 2 classes I can play, which means I don't get much customization. That's a little upsetting. Originally, I was turned away from this, but the developers were like, oh hey, you know, we'll be releasing these for free. Now, I did start playing the game, and I have to say that even without the 2 classes, I enjoyed it. There wasn't a moment where I was just like, darn, I need these classes. Because each class, if you know your combos right, you can defend yourself and actually go offensive and win. You know, sometimes a sword is just better than, you know, your bow, or your witch timing could be better than your archer, but like I said, these 2 classes were viable. Now, the classes are bow, greatsword, archer, and fist. Now, those 4 classes are the only classes currently, like I had stated. The 5th one is a dual swords, which will be coming out sooner or later. Now, the actual ones that you could have bought, and I say could have because it has been fixed, is the fist, known as Blazing Fist, and the Diabolical Witch. Diabolical Witch is, of course, a witch class, and Blazing Fist is, you know, fisticuffs, you gotta punch things. Now, the actual gameplay, like I said, differs between the classes you play. Now, I never really experienced this one-sided duel in this sense, so I never had that moment of, hey, you know, these guys have DLC classes, I can't win. So I don't believe it when people are like, no, you have to have these classes. But like I said, it's been addressed, it's been fixed, you can play them for free. Just gotta do the 3 missions, get the class, boom bada bang, done. Now, the second primary issue is the rebirth system, which is still in the works at being fixed and changed. Now, the rebirth system allows you to allocate stats. Now, when you first start, you have 5 straight down the line, and you cannot change it without paying $10 or $3, depending on what pack you choose. The $3 is a starter pack, which grants you pretty much a few items and the actual, what's the word for it? The actual rebirth ticket. Sorry, I kind of forgot what the ticket was. Now, the actual ticket will allow you to do what's called a rebirth, which is done at the main menu character select screen. When you rebirth, you can customize your character with new options and new hairstyles, but the more important thing is you can change your stats. You can lower some to grow others. Now, the developers originally thought, hey, you know, because there's a negative, negative thing for changing stats, it's not really that powerful. And from a kind of statistical standpoint, it does have disadvantages to changing your stats. But the developers noticed alongside other players that it was too much if people actually balanced out the pros and the cons correctly. You could set up your class to be very powerful. And that led to a lot of issues balance-wise. So they did announce that they will be having it so that you can buy it with AP and CP, which is why I don't believe in the whole pay-to-win anymore. I can't say that right now it's not pay-to-win, because you can set up your classes to do a lot of damage. And I myself have rebirth, but for the most part, I don't see the rebirth aspect anymore being pay to win, because it's soon to change. And even as a rookie, I didn't have that many run-ins with people who, from what I was told, who did actually switch and change their stats around. Those people just never really gave me too much hassle. But I do have to say that rebirthing does give you a advantage. Now, back to more of a topic that is also something I wanted to bring up, is that this series I will try to do weekly. I want to cover a lot about this game, because it's just overall, it's enjoyable. I have a lot of fun playing it. And as I did with VR chat, I want to show that this game is more than just a pay-to-win game. It's more than just a game where you just can't do anything without putting money into. It's an actual game that the developers are actively working to help sustain and improve. I've seen one of the live streams, the developers, while showing off new features, were actually playing with players. and having a good time doing it. You could actually see the developers say hi to them and chat and stuff like that, and they said that they are going to expand on this. So my footage is going to end, and it's going to go back to the title card or a black screen. I do apologize for that, because that's all the time I have right now. Like I said, leave a like, comment, and thumbs up, I guess. If you really do like the videos, hit the bell notification, and catch you guys later.